Oh, I got a little weather going on in my face. Anyway, we're around the bend now. You can see behind me there the pregnant mountain. Doesn't look so pregnant on this side. And we'll turn it around so you can see. I thought maybe, since I've got my breath back and everything, because that's uphill, you can see how much was raging here. This is at the top part. See, now I wouldn't want to kayak this part. This might be a bit too much. You can see it there raging more. Anyway, so I thought I'd check in a couple minutes, but it's like 2 minutes early, but we can see that a bit more before I, hey, Albert, tell me, did I use the link or did I accidentally start a new vibe? I'm hoping I used the link, otherwise I have an issue and I have to go back. So, hopefully anyway, but the link should have, yeah, anyway. No, I think so, because I did a thumbs up before I left, and there's one thumb up on here, and Albert's online with me. Okay, anyway, so then I used the right link. But yeah, I'm up I can zoom back out again. We're now around the other side of the mountain there, the pregnant mountain. You can see a little bit of mountain fog. It's the right one. Okay, good, because I wasn't sure for a minute there. I thought I created new. But we'll turn it around. And there you can see there's the third camping site, Hemra Camping. And they also have some cabins in there too. Anyway, yeah, I thought before I go in, maybe since I had a couple of minutes, I thought I'd be out here so you could see how much is raging up here. It almost looks a hair lower, of course, than when I left this morning. It did get to, I don't know, Maggie's here. Yeah, it was beautiful. Well, I'm glad you got to see a little bit of it so you know what we're talking about. Technically, when I get home, I can show it a little bit from the computer, but it won't be the same as seeing it directly on the screen. But you can see how high the water level is and how much more it's raging up here. If you can see it under there. But yeah, at the top now. So taking advantage of a happy accident, I guess. Didn't really feel like walking home today, but at least you get a really pretty view. I have not seen Karl, so I'm thinking he got a ride, which means if he's watching, because he's wondering where I am right now since I put this one at 7:30, and it should be 7:30 in about 3 seconds. The man needs to make me some microwavable food. I did get hit with a little bit of rain. It's gone now, but it wasn't that much. Then, of course, I had to mark my territory on the side of the road because all the sound of water kind of got to me. But no, I'm almost home now. But you can see how much I love the rapids. They look so beautiful. And then there's the bridge. You could see the foundation of the old bridge. You can see how the water is just kind of going around it. That's the one that's in the cover, the thumbnail, but it's from the other side. But usually the water doesn't quite reach the top of the rock like it is now. So quite fun to see. But this is probably the most rapid part. When you get to the other side of the river, it's a bit more calm. But it's still very fast moving. You would not want to be pulled down in that current. And you can see the waterfall up there is doing its thing in full force. Hey, Arlene. And I'm still outside. There's the one that's been avalanching today. That one. And that one was avalanching this morning as well. Not the ones I caught a video of, though. And you can see fresh rocks on the top of that pile there. So that means it's been avalanching a little bit there as well. But you got these little baby waterfalls now, which we don't normally have unless it's heavy raining. That's not usually a waterfall. So actually, it's been really great with the weather, though. The fact that it really didn't rain on us on the way home. My umbrella is already dry. Look how high that water is, though. Yeah, this is the part I wouldn't want. The little stretch there. When I used to do whitewater kayaking, this is the part I would walk around. Normally you could go through it and it's a little bit of a bumpy ride, but not bad. But in this case, you would be tipped upside down quite quickly. And there's a lot of rocks under there, so you don't want to get scraped up. I had a youth at one point. Let's see, we'll walk over the bridge here a bit. Oh, look at that, how much it's underwater now. And listen to that roar. I don't know if you can hear it because I'm using headphones, but it's enough to make me think I do not want to lose my phone. I am using a gimbal though with a strap on it. Reminds me that strap should be around my wrist. So we'll slip that on now. If it's bumping the camera, you know why. There we go. Anyway, it's gorgeous. You can practically surf that. At least with a kayak you could, maybe not with a surfboard. And this is why whitewater kayakers use helmets. But yeah, if you didn't catch it before, we were sending, I stopped just on the other side of this bend here. So if it kind of goes around and then, anyway, if you can see now, if you compare it to the beginning, this side doesn't look as pregnant, to use their term, as the other side. But I was also surprised I didn't see any rocks in the trampoline fence. I did see quite a few sticks though. That's where we came from. Yeah, you're dead if you don't have safety gear when you fall in there. Oh yeah, look at it. It's just insane. But you know, when you're standing on the deck of that house right there, it's so loud. So when Karl went out to go have his morning cigarette this morning, it was like really loud. So, you know, if he doesn't smoke, he wouldn't be exposed to that, but you know. Anyhow, so Karl, if you're watching, you need to start nuking the tikka masala. I'm coming in. Okay, and then there you go there too. I love the spray. But yeah, that there is the old foundation of this bridge. They changed the route of it when it became a highway. Okay, sorry, Karl was trying to call me. That means he's wondering where the hell I am, but all he has to do is look at YouTube for flip's sake. And they call me the dumb one. No. No, I'm just kidding. He'll figure it out. If he looks outside, he'll see me. But he's probably a little bit worried. I was dizzy before leaving work today, so he might thought I fell on the road or got hit by a car or something. Up in here, you can see the sun is trying to peek out straight ahead. See, I don't have my backpack on properly. There we go. And it's boat season. The clouds have so much more definition when I watch it on, when I see it on camera. More little baby waterfalls up there. The one in the middle comes out though, every time, but it rains. But the other two I think are bonus. And there's the campsite over there. So there are 3 camping options within walking distance. This one's just a little bit more of a workout. I did pass 2 people that decided to walk down on that riverside path today, and I thought, wow, you better have galoshes on. It's got to be pretty muddy down there. There's Karl. I couldn't answer you. You make my internet jinx. I'm not walking up that. I'm going this way. How often do you see a Viking in the middle of nowhere? They aren't going to be able to hear you though, because I have headphones. So why aren't you home making me tea and microwavable tikka masala and stuff. Raymond says you better have the flipping kettle on when I get home. You want to? I'm not walking down that way in these shoes. I'm wearing Crocs.
You should have been home like half an hour ago.
Yeah, I know, but I had to mark my territory on the way, and I told you I was practically going to be walking backwards. He says I should have been home about a half an hour ago, at least. Yeah, but then when I saw, well, then I put on a podcast. This is Monsters, which, by the way, there's some creepy people out there. Anyway, and then I saw that it was about 8 minutes to go. So rather than be upstairs in the house massively cleaning off a table and stressing and things, I thought, wouldn't it be more fun to show them what the top of the river looked like? Look, we're getting new neighbors. So Karl's scolding me, but Raymond, he definitely does not have the kettle on. How did you get home? Because I think you probably caught a ride with some
Oh, didn't you see me?
Latvian Polish people? Oh, no, I didn't.
Looking straight at me.
What, were you driving? Were you walking?
No, I was inside Lego's car.
Ah, you were in the white car. No, I didn't see you. Okay, so we saw the white car where I said I bet money Karl got a ride with them because it's easy to put one Viking in the car and not two.
Because I have so much stuff in the back seat.
He doesn't agree with me. He doesn't think it was that easy. It's a good thing he's collapsible, yeah, so that my fat ass wouldn't fit. I mean, look how skinny that man is, and he's wearing a cloak. No, so I don't know how much my earphones pick up, but what he said is it's not easy to fit in that car because there's so much things in there, and then there's a child seat in there that has the front seat and the back seat, and, well, anyway, long story short, it's easier to fit one person in there than two. Oh, but the waterfalls were amazing. It was a beautiful walk, and it was mostly rain free. The last little stretch, I had to bring out the umbrella, but a little bit of spray. We'll get one more look before we go inside. And I insist that Karl makes me microwavable tikka masala. So yeah, for any of you just joining, we're a little bit late now. You want that car, the military car down there. Albert says. Oops. There you go. Yeah, I knew we were going to have to walk home today. Or at least one of us was going to have to walk home today. So I left right on time, which was earlier than Karl could leave work. And decided to show it in two sections. Because if I'm going to walk home, you might as well watch it. But it doesn't hold a link the whole way. So then we could do a little delay before coming into the next part. There we are. Look at all the tree branches we have to cut up now. That's from the fallen tree down there, and there's still more of it. Okay. Won't say who I thinks I own it if I'm right. Yeah, no, you're probably right. The car he's talking about. Yeah. So how many little bombs do we have from the cats? Oops, push the cat in. Oh, good. He says he dealt with all the cat poop. But I do have to clear off the couch because the cat decided to puke all over it before we left, which is why we cover them with the 20,000 blankets. He said the cats are pretty good at repooping the floor, so he's not convinced. I think he just didn't pick it up. He's trying to convince me that it's new poop. It's probably old poop. Okay, cleaning off a spot to sit. Guaranteed to be free of cat puke. Okay. And then I'm going to try to take these out, and we haven't used these in a while for sending. Actually, I don't think we've sent with earphones since back in the day of Hago. So hopefully we still have volume when I do. Otherwise, we might be looking at Viking charades again. Or I can try to put them back in and see. But
Do you think if you want to take a masala now?
I do want to tikka masala now. It's 7:30 and I'm hungry and I've had nothing but two apples. I didn't even have a banana today, just two. I did have a lot of coffee though, which is probably why I need. Yep, so I want tikka masala now. You got to have one too. Annetta might be joining soon and she's going to expect to see food. And Osman knows we didn't use chicken tikka masala. Karl's cooking. Give me a box. So I'll just hand me the box when you're done. There you go. The traditional Norwegian food of chicken tikka masala, he says. Let's see, we'll turn it so you can see. There you go. That's what the gods of Tilbud, the gods of sail, decided that we needed today, so that's what we're having. Fresh and done, it says.
That's the timing style.
I think it's, well, it's not really been refrigerated since this morning, so 6 minutes at 700, so it's 6 minutes 30 seconds at 700, so I would just do 5.5. And then you have to stir it and let it rest for 2 minutes before serving. And tips, if you want it to be extra good, you need to have some naan bread and chutney, which we don't have. Naan bread and chutney. Cat. But my kid, one of them, my twins, one of my kids was pretty quick today. She called me this morning, said she was on her way to a concert. And also, which is starting in about now. So I told her to check in with me, and she did. She sent me, she did it on YouTube. I think she was going to call and then realized she couldn't because of YouTube or saw the post, whatever. So she wrote me a message on YouTube. Hey, Mom, I'm at that concert, which is always good. You need proof of life every once in a while. Oslo's a big city. I see there's new photos coming up there, wondering if there's going to be road work. Yes, my hair is really, really long and it's in my face. If the road's gonna be open tomorrow, I think it was open today though, towards the end. At least there's cars going back and forth on the road you saw towards Voss. But that was washed out this morning. Or not washed out, but I think part of it, I suspect the construction that was going on the side of the road might have flooded a bit. It was, anyway, flooding. Okay. He says, I'm not sure they open till tomorrow, says Runa on the thing. Then we'll have to check that. I'll have to get my computer. But it was, Runa was like the miracle worker today because Greg was supposed to go pick him up. Greg lives a little bit further in, near and around Tvindefossen. And he had sent a message that he was stuck with roadwork, so he and Runa might be late. And then Runa shows up only 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late. And we're all like, how in the hell did you get here? Apparently he has some really good neighbors, and the roadwork or the flooding was between him and Greg. So, did you see that it might still be flooded tomorrow, Karl? Kind of curious what the roadwork looks like. I'm still cleaning off the table here so we have space to work with. Did you see there might still be roadwork tomorrow? All things and all manner of things are possible, he says. Okay, here, take your lighter that you forgot this morning. Okay. Which means Runa might not be so lucky with transportation tomorrow, though. So, okay, to turn off my volume on my computer, and then I can check. Internet. And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to take out my headphones. So hopefully we still have sound. So you have to give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me when they're in the box. Me. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I can't do sign language. K A R I N N. Albert says, yeah, in the 3 hours I was in Oslo, I had heard sirens every 5 minutes. Oh, wow. Even saw an ambulance bike, which I didn't even know we had in Norway. I didn't know. Oh, they can hear us just fine. I didn't know what's an ambulance bike look like in Norway. There's got to be a video of that. Which, by the way, I need to plug in my phone just in case because I did not check the percentage of battery I had from outside. There we go, but we'll do some preemptive. They can hear you too now, Karl, if you're on this side at least. I did notice from the 17th of May when filming that it still got a problem from the other side. Okay, now I can see. Oh, I can see the picture of the road Oh my God, it's not just a little damage, it's a lot of damage. Okay. I got QKQDS players still going. It's fun to listen to the radio from home. And, okay. Some extra streaming has to be turned off. Okay, let's see. Look at that. It says E16 is closed. The whole thing, I didn't realize it ripped through the road. I thought it was is it the construction that came through, or was it like an avalanche?
If I understand Rune correctly, this is where they are doing the road work, and I haven't made the draining big enough. So the pipes that go under the road to lead the water across, don't take the water.
Holy crap.
Just flushes the road away instead.
See if I can zoom in even more on that. There you go. Yeah, that's what Albert's saying. Holy. Yeah, no, that's big. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say, because that doesn't look like an avalanche took it out. It looks like erosion. Like the water came down. Yeah, what you were saying, with so much force that the drainage wasn't done properly. So this is why the road was closed this afternoon, and why our customers from Voss area couldn't get here. They had to go around. I saw one did their tour in the opposite direction, so where they usually are driving, where they visit us in the morning, it was the other way around. They started at the different point and came around the other way and got to us. So, wow. That's in the Sognavis. That's going to be a lot of work. Yeah, I can see. Look at the size of those blocks, by the way. Let's see if I put you back here. These blocks on the side of the road there, I don't know if you can see. I was trying to zoom. Those things are huge if you look at the machinery next to it. And the guy standing next to it, there's a guy in a vest there.
I will throw as much overtime as necessary on this, because it's a pretty important road.
As Albert was saying, at that point, just make a bridge. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Okay, I'm so zoomed in that thing is shaking like mad. Let's see, up this way so we don't see all the mess I just threw on the couch over there. And then I had gotten, and Runa just writes, I'm not sure they open tomorrow. Holy, no, I was just going to say that's huge. And again, nobody injured, I'm assuming. Nobody kind of like went off the edge. Greg had said the road is now listed as manual driving, convoy driving until 7 o'clock. Hopefully after. How in the hell are they making that convoy driving?
It's probably in the area where you have the old road and the new road. That's probably the new road. The old road works.
Ah.
It's just or too small.
Here you can. I had a little wood thing you can put the food up. There we go. I have to show another picture too. This was Tvindefossen this morning. What does Tvindefossen translate to? There we go. I'm still zoomed in.
It's a name, it doesn't really translate.
No, I was going to say. But that thing, you can't even see the rocks through it this time, barely. But that thing was overflowing massively. That is, some people from the east think that's the fountain of youth. So they will actually go to the base of it and bottle it. It actually turns into a big river. Anyway, but there's another campsite right next to there. But that thing, if you're aware of Tvindefossen, Tvinde, and then Fossen, then you will see that thing is massively full right now. Yeah. You want to have a seat, Karl? And tell me, how was your ride home with the Latvian Polish?
It was cramped as per usual.
Was Liga with? I thought maybe she'd be hanging out with the Latvians in the village because they just arrived.
No, they have the kid that I need to get home.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay.
And she's talking like a storm now.
Yeah, she is in all 3 languages. Well, actually 4, I would say. That girl's going to be like amazing. She's speaking English, Norwegian, Latvian, and Polish.
Yeah, it's easier to breed good guides than it is to find them.
Okay, so how was your day in the rain today, Karl? Do you not want any food?
No, I'm not in a hurry. Also, I immediately got catified as soon as I sit down. So.
This is true. When Alex watches later, she can find her cat who's firmly stuck his ass in your face.
Hey, buddy.
So now we're having the tikka masala that will make Osman cry. Because it's like, what, airplane food tikka masala? Holy crap, this thing is hot.
I probably have that in India too, I would guess.
Instant tikka masala?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
We have instant ribbe and rommegraut, so why not?
Put that in my cup here. Oh, that's true. Let's see if I can go back to the live and then I can see the chat on YouTube. Pruda says, let's see what she sent a picture of when we were out. Might take a little while to load. Yeah, my computer needs to be rebooted. For some reason I can't load it. Okay, we'll leave it on that, and I'll find the link on YouTube and we can see the chat.
Good boy.
All the weird things that my computer or YouTube thinks I want to watch.
Not convinced.
There we go. Part 1, and we are on part 2. Okay. So, yep, that's why there were 2 parts today. The second one was a little bit later than normal, and then it looks, oh, it's fuzzy on my computer, but that's because my bandwidth is low. Okay, now I can see. Nikki made it as well. Max is back. He said, so what I did instead of bringing my Nalbinding to the lake, I decided to bring my notebook and my pencil pouch just to make it safer and much more simple. He had kids playing today. Can you see anything behind that tail?
No.
He was going to bring his needle binding, but chose not to. It's like runny. I got to see. I think we need to stir it, but I don't think it's supposed to look like that.
You are supposed to stir it.
Oh, then we need to stir it.
And normal people would stir in the rice, but you are a sectional eater, so I'm not sure.
I'm actually going to stir my rice into that, yeah. I'm just not left-handed. But this resembles something. Okay, anyhow, I'm going to flip it. But it's hot. That's all that matters. It wasn't actually that cold outside, though. But how was it with in the village, though, today, when it was a little cooler?
It was wet and annoying.
Wet and annoying. Okay, but how did it go? I mean, how was the amount of people with the issue from Voss?
The amount of people was pretty good.
Really? So
I would say that we had more walk-ins than normal, but we had like none of the groups, or we had one of the groups.
I didn't even think about that. What about the people coming from this way that weren't planning, or going to Bergen or something, and weren't planning on stopping, but ended up stopping? I didn't think about that. There could have been some of those.
Yeah, at least one Norwegian mother with kids were in that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there were, because there wasn't like a lot of Norwegians, but...
I figured there were people getting through in the end. We saw quite a few tour buses, but some of them were leaving the shuttle area and heading towards Voss. They were... I don't even think they noticed I was outside filming. They had their cameras out and pointing at the mountains. Nikki says, I'm also a cat. Karl, I don't like the rain. You're looking a little less than Justin Bieber today on your head here. No, but it didn't help that you started the day in the rain too, so you were already wet when you got to work. I had to take off my hood and dry it, and my shoes, and yeah. But on the way home, it wasn't bad. The umbrella was more than enough. It's just that stretch where you have to kind of walk almost in traffic where they can't see you. All right, so Karl, tell us a story from today, something fun. And I will look up some strange Viking finds. So you're not supposed to look at my screen. I'm not prepared.
There isn't really anything specific to report from today. It was a kind of wet and miserable day. I had 3 guided tours. Obviously they went well, but I don't really get feedback from the tourists until the tour is done, because up until then they just look cold and miserable. So
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one, which is actually not all that strange if you know what it is, but I'm gonna have to zoom. Okay. Strange Norwegian find. This one is actually quite famous, I think. But the strange thing is, what is that for? How big is it, etc.? I love this one, by the way, all the detail that's on the face there.
I believe that's from the Oseberg. It's one of the dragon heads.
But what's a dragon head from? That's too small to be on a boat.
And then it is from
or is it?
Either the chair or the wagon. Is that most likely the Viking?
Yeah. Anybody else have a guess here now without looking that one up? Huh, Max is smart. I also bring my earbuds with me since the little kids are loud. I also use it to drown out some of the arguments, since arguments gave me very bad anxiety. Oh yeah, no, we can't. It's like Thanksgiving dinner, I suppose, in the United States. You can have a wonderful time seeing your family again, but then there's a lot of arguing. Oh, and Albert was talking about a beer, I think. Oh, he said at least the tikka masala isn't India. No, that's true. Albert says the beer is good, has a very hoppy flavor. Which kind of beer are you having? I gotta look further back. Yeah, Albert said he thought also it looks like water eroding the road. Another one says, and Nikki says, morning, what the fuck happened? Albert says, nature happened. Spoken like a true Norwegian. Yeah, what kind of beer are you having, by the way? I'm going further back. Okay, anyway, but so what do you think this is a part of? It's obviously a dragon head, though. It's a beater, says Nikki. You could beat somebody with that. It would hurt. I love all this detail on the side here, but I'm on the page, so I can't really show any. If I zoom out, you will see all the secrets. It's a shoehorn, says Nolvia. Oh, we were talking about you earlier and the bees on the roof. Yeah, I'll show you later. She sent a picture with the bees on top of the roof. Anyway. And there's Kaya. Hello from sunny Tregda. Kaya, did you see what it looks like? The road is completely washed out between Voss and Gudvangen. Okay. It's a shusher, says Nikki. She's a little violent today. I see Carla came to play. There she is. Say hi to Kaya. Say, take me home, Kaya. I poop on everything here and scratch everything. So take me home, Kaya.
Stop trying to give away my cat, woman.
Train your cat, and then I want to have to steals food, everything. She's only here because the tikka masala is on the table. It's like a little ferret in this. Okay. All right, did we figure out? She says, hello, Carla. Whoops, the camera is flipping around again. There we go. Okay, so this one, the animal head posts. 5 beautifully carved animal heads were found in the Oseberg grave. 4 were found inside the burial chamber itself, while 1 was found on the foreship. The 4 found in the burial chamber were connected by a rope that went through the mouths of the heads like a log. Yeah, because you put that paw back. That's my food. That's actually just one. There's at least 4. I think all the heads were in the museum there, with the Viking Ship Museum, which is due to reopen this year. At the bottom of the neck, there has been a shaft that was about a ½ meter long. With it, the heads could be carried, but they may also have been attached to walls, for example, by a high seat. Even for an experienced woodcarver, it has been challenging to make the animal heads. It seems that they are made of different wood carvers. None of the animal heads are like that, I remember. And 2 of them are also decorated with silver nails. I don't know if we get, yeah. But this one is actually one of my favorites due to all of this here. There was, so maybe a chair then, that's what you were thinking, the throne kind of thing. If they were attached to the wall, then I'm starting to get Holger thoughts in my head. No. But no, I like this one because, yeah, on my Instagram anyway, I received a pillow from somebody who had embroidered that, and it looks really cool. That pillow is still in the Viking house. I guess I can go a little bit bigger. Okay. Then we're going to go for the next thing. And what is that? This is not really hard. I obviously didn't do my homework. These are looking pretty easy. It's for hanging wet Karl's coat on the wall. Hello from Outland, says Torben. I'm guessing he's broke by now. Do you have enough money to get home, Torben? Outland would be the gaming store that everybody loves to go to.
The big thing is a spur.
Yeah, but the bottom pieces, where would that go then?
I would say that the one that is ovoid is like a belt end.
Yeah.
The round one, I'm not entirely sure, because there are so many places where you can use the round piece of the cord. Like
oh, there we go. So there we have. Okay, so what are these 2 pieces for that? Yeah, that it is a spur. I'm sure of it. But and then what's the material? Do you think?
Gold.
You think it's gold? But they would gold on their boots?
These are not normal people.
Okay. Why would they use gold?
This is not your... this wouldn't have belonged to somebody who's... what should you say? Rough and tumble.
Yeah.
This is for a king or a noble of some sort. And I would say it's almost certainly not Viking, so it's Frankish or something like that.
So you think maybe it was one of those gift things? That is gold, says Albert.
No, when you kill a guy and he has gold on his boots, you take his boots.
Nikki's playing the game correctly. It's asymmetrical earrings. Earrings, slay! You got to come up with alternative uses for that. What else could it be, Karl? If it was a nose ring, it's a nose ring. Size does matter. No. Well, yeah, we know it's
The
Spurs,
round
but
one would be easier to identify if I knew what it looked like on the backside.
kind of wish I could see the detail on it a bit more, but it looks like it has a little bit of the gripping beast thing going on in the other one, but it's not big. Yeah, no, actually, I think I've seen that pattern before. Can't really go any bigger than that, but without Googling, but nip cover, says Nikki, the one on the left. Is that for the nip on the left, or the one on the left is a nip cover? Fancy buttons. I did actually think that one looked like a bit like a button. Nikki says, did they burlesque back in the day, Karl? Did they have burlesque Vikings? Bourgeoisie?
Well, again, this is probably French and not Vikings, so the answer is probably.
There we go. Okay, let's see what it says. Yes, the unique gold spur. You were correct on the medal, by the way. Kaya, by the way, was inquiring as to Torben's purchases, and he says, Necrons, are there anything else to buy there? Albert says, yes, Torben, like knights and orcs and other imperial military. They're clearly not agreeing on their Warhammer factions. Okay. The gold spur was found in 1887 at the Rur farm in Riga during plow work, together with accompanying gold fitting. 30 years later, the second fitting was found in the same field. No trace of a grave was found, so the gold objects have ended up in the soil in a different way. Spurs attach to the boots and are used to control the horse during riding. They are worn in pairs. The second spur was never found. The gold spur is the only one of its kind from the Viking era Scandinavia. Covered in an intricate pattern in gold, pearl thread, and soldered gold grains, it depicts animals and pattern in the Viking Age Bora style. Scandinavian jeweler probably made it in the second half of the 900s. One theory is that the spur was made in a Danish royal workshop. What do you think? You're going to give the Danish credit?
I'm wrong about the French one.
Yeah. Let's see, and then we can zoom back up here real quick. There we go, make everybody sick. Okay, and then let's see what the object is on the left, although I think these ones were more identifiable, if I remember. Identifiable. These images, let's see. I am not left-handed. There we go, okay. Next one, obviously we know what that is, but we can talk about it anyway. So it's a cooking pot. No, it's a helmet.
It's the famous Jarmenbu cooking pot.
Is this the only helmet they found in Norway, by the way?
The only whole helmet, yes.
The only whole helmet, yeah.
Or somewhat whole.
And was it possible that there were like little ring holes on the back here, if I remember, that they could have chainmail?
I believe it had.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure about it.
Because I wasn't sure if this was the helmet, but I remember there was talk about that. But yes, this is the Jarmenbu helmet, and that's how you spell Jarmenbu. Jarmenbu would be the name of the farm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the guy, I can't remember, whoever found it. But it has this eye mask thing on that. Was that common for helmets?
Well, considering that the two helmets that are confirmed to be Viking helmets both have them, then I would say yes. Because they exist in 100% of the helmets we have. No,
I'm with you, Nolvi. It's a popcorn bucket. You gotta have the creative answers too. But one of my favorite things is you were talking about what is your theory as to why they don't find any more helmets or many helmets?
I would say that a helmet is not part of the burial custom. I believe that helmets were relatively common. There are several reasons for this. One is they are not that expensive. And when you have 3,500 swords, you should expect more than 2 helmets. The helmet would by any definition be a lot cheaper to make than the sword. And easier, and generally more useful. The Ottomans, I believe it was the Ottomans, they had a type of slave troops that they sent in first. And there, they were not equipped with helmets, and this is specifically mentioned about them. They have no helmets. And the name for these slave troops in Turkish was the same word that I use for head injury.
Oh.
So helmets are pretty bloody useful on a battlefield.
Huh.
The example I keep coming back to is, what do you do when somebody swings at your head?
Duck.
Most likely, if you have a shield, you lift the shield up. If I can take the blow on my helmet, I only have to lift the shield up to my eyes. If I'm not wearing a helmet, I have to lift the shield past my eyes. Now I can no longer see my opponent, and my opponent can change the direction on his attack and swing for my legs, stab me in the groin, or do whatever the hell else he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very, very bad situation to be in. So having some kind of decent head protection, plus when it comes to illustrations from the Viking Age, they all seem to be wearing something on their head. But then you have the great debate on whether we are looking at hats or helmets. And this goes to extremes.
I love the comments.
Where some people claim that it's almost exclusively hats or leather helmets.
Yeah.
I would say that if it has a nose guard of any type, it's a metal helmet. Basically full stop. Because what would a leather nose guard actually do?
Keep you from getting scratched. But it would you'd break your nose, anything, yeah. Maybe you wouldn't get the scratch.
It's not that it breaks your nose, it's that you can push the sword in to cut your eye.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
A broken nose I can live with. Eye on the ground, I cannot.
No, that's true. You need that. I got to read some of the chat in here because this is kind of funny. So we're trying to think of, obviously it's a helmet, but we're kind of thinking out, what if it wasn't a helmet? Another one, Kaya says, it's a party hat. Yeah, I never noticed that this one has a little point on the top. You know, like the ones we saw in the Leeds British Museum, Royal Armouries Museum in Leeds, they had these things that, like a comb could be on the top, or different kind of icons to kind of signify. But I didn't know this one had a spike at the top. Is that what that's for? Same type of thing?
Well, we just don't know.
We just don't know.
But maybe that's where you mount the horn then.
That's where the horn goes. Just one horn. They got it wrong. It's the unicorn Viking. No, but okay, so explain that when the ones that we saw in the museum a little bit better than I did there, because you're better. Why did they have those on, and the ones in the museum, not necessarily this one though, but like the Roman ones and
they have combs. For the Romans, it's clearly to signify rank. For the Greeks, it's just a status symbol, I think.
Novia provided us with no less than 3 unicorn emojis. Okay, anyway, some other fun things were also, let's see, a bucket for fish keeping. Albert says, you don't waste good armor. Nikki says, you could headbutt back with the helmet. That's actually true. That's what it's for. It's for headbutting, but you got to be pretty precise.
Yeah, if you actually wanted to headbutt with it, you would put it on your forehead, not on the top of your skull.
This is true.
Unless you want to do some kind of weird torpedo move, but
unicorn would have its horn here too, and not on the top of the head. So what kind of a unicorn? Yeah, it could be like a dunce hat. Then Kaya says, I bet they were reused as planting pots. That's why we don't find so many. Robert's here, by the way, and he says, ooh, just in time for the quiz. Yeah, and I wasn't prepared, so we're watching some pretty, what is this obvious Viking artifact? Nikki said, did they come with a complimentary head, if secondhand? You take the helmet off, the head with the helmet?
Yeah, sometimes, I guess.
Yep. Albert says it could be washed, and you can reuse it. Yeah, no need to keep that blood on there forever. Nikki says, the African steps in rhino horn. Oh, there you go. Robert says, no, Karl, the one you're talking about would maybe have been for a horsehair plume. Oh, one of the other ones, yeah. Let's see, there we go. Okay, let's see what they say anyway. The Yarmanbu helmet was found during the excavation of a burial mound at Ringerike in 1943. The excavation showed that this was the last resting place of a powerful man who died sometime between 950 and 975. He was buried with full equestrian equipment, 1 sword, 2 spears, 2 axes, chainmail, kitchen utensils, game pieces. The helmet from Jarvenbu is the inspiration of almost all the reconstructions used in reenactment films, games, and so on. The helmet is quite famous. Horns have never been attached to it, the helmet. Oh, shit, there goes the rhino unicorn theory.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
Yeah, really, how do they know? I question them. Okay. See, no complimentary head, though, says Nikki. Okay, I think that was the only image on this one. Okay, then we'll focus on Karl for a bit while I look for some more images that might be a little bit more obscure. Ooh, I'm a little dizzy. I have tikka masala. It's now soaked up and it doesn't look like runny diarrhea anymore. All right. Tell Robert what he missed about the big water outside.
The big water outside?
The big water mess we have outside, huh?
This happens at the end of May every year. It's not like it's some kind of unique thingamajig that just spontaneously happened. Even the thing of cutting the road between us and Voss is an annual occurrence. I don't think there has been a bloody year since I started here where this hasn't happened.
All right. So I managed to get a raise out of Karl.
What's happening is that you have snow in the mountains. Then you get warm weather and the rain at the same time, sometime in the end of May. Then all the rivers become really, really big, and everybody is extremely surprised because this has never happened before. It's
according to the guy at the gas station, it's a little higher than normal.
Yes, it's higher than normal for normal, but it's not higher than normal for the rainy day in the end of May.
Yeah. Okay, I think I found a few more. Let's see, one more. And then we could have fun with this. No, save image. There we go. And then hopefully Karl isn't, well, his vision sucks. He can't see it anyway. Oops. There, not that one.
Carla, stop screaming.
Okay, so.
You see all the attention I'm giving to Fussy now. Yeah, that is unfair. It really is.
On the right page here.
You have to come up here and deal with it.
Oh, this one was quite cool, but it doesn't talk about the picture that I saw. Collections. This is going to be a bit more work than I thought. Okay, we can't use that image. And all right, so this one I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I'll have to see if I can find it. Obviously one is a cross. We're in the Smithsonian magazine now here. Okay. So the cross style like that on the left, well, we do find, or on the right, we do find quite a few many crosses though, I guess. This is from the Galloway hoard. But what is the thing on the left, do you think? Because that's what I was trying to look up. The gold.
Looks like just straight up one ring and some straight up bars.
Some ingots or something, yeah?
Yeah, ingots.
Ingots. And then the cross looks like it's got inlays. I was going to try to see a little bit more about this, but what do you know about the Galloway hoard, Karl? Let's test you and everybody else. What do you know about the Galloway hoard? Robert, I'm expecting you might know a few things here. Oops, sorry. Balance this so I can eat some food.
I'm not familiar with that one in particular. But what typically happens with these English hoards is that you find a fuckload of hack silver buried in the ground. Some whole pieces, but a lot of hack silver. It's unclear if the Vikings basically buried treasures like pirates and decide to come back for it later and then just forget about it. Mm-hmm. Or if this is some kind of sacrifice to give thanks to the gods or whatever.
Okay, what about the cross? Where did that come from?
Well, if the place is called Galloway, I would say...
That's where it was buried.
Any nearby monastery?
Would it be so it wouldn't be a Viking then? It would be a Viking that.
How do you think they got from the monastery to the hole in the ground?
It would be a Viking that took it, but the original owner.
The original owner would probably not be a Viking.
Uh-oh.
But that is generally true for most Viking artifacts.
Yeah, no, this is why I pegged Robert, because it's Scotland. Robert says, English! Scotland, if you don't mind. Way to piss him off, Karl.
Close enough.
Let's see. Albert says, yeah, that is ingots and money rings. Nikki's with me on this one. It's a folded up Turkish spindle. Yeah, definitely. You could totally spin yarn on that. You just put a stick through the middle, and then. So yeah, okay, fine. Whoop, lost the color there. And now GNT, Game of Thrones at Finnegan's. Is that GNT or Gin and Tonic? I wanted him to be playing Game of Thrones. He's gonna have a gin and tonic at Finnegan's. You don't have the kid with you, do you?
GNTB.
Hey, you see, you know,
Game and
potato.
Thrones.
It was Game and Thrones at Finnegan's. I'm enjoying my microwavable tikka masala here. Let's see. Nikki's playing. I'm playing wrong answers only, but wrong answers are so fun. All right, so I do like the Turkish. I could see that as a Turkish spindle, though. Actually, not instead of a. I mean, we know it's a cross, but. And Nikki's sending pictures of rhinos, I think, or elephant horns. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. What does it say? Because this was something out of Smithsonian magazine. Sorry, trying to balance this so I can use my hand. Experts describe the Galloway Hoard as the richest collection of rare and unique Viking Age objects ever found in Britain or Ireland. National Museums, Scotland. Robert says the equal armed cross is usually seen as being Celtic Christian, and there are quite a few Celtic Christian sites in the Galloway area. I was going to say, yeah, because, I wouldn't. Oh, you know what? I didn't notice that there was a bird, if I can get it to sit still. Looks like a bird there on the top. A raven or something. The gold is ingots. Yeah, I was thinking the gold looked like ingots. Okay, let's see. Balance that again. In 2014, an amateur treasure hunter in, oh my God, how do you pronounce that? Balmagee? Balmagee. And it probably sounds completely different than that. Scotland. Let's see if we can zoom here so that Robert can make proper fun of me. I love how he's going to tell me how to pronounce it when he's in text, though. Okay. That was too much zooming. Okay. Balmagee, Scotland. Balmagee? I don't know. Unearthed the Galloway Hoard, a stunning collection of more than 100 artifacts, including medieval coins or ornate silver cross, and one of the largest silver Carolingian pots ever found. Described by the National Museums Scotland as the richest collection of rare and unique Viking Age objects ever found in Britain or Ireland, the trove, the trove of treasures is finally making its public debut in a much anticipated national tour. And that was what the article is about. So it didn't really tell us too much what we're looking at, but just kind of flipping through. According to the Scotsman article by Campsie, recent research suggests that 4 different people or groups buried the hoard around 900 AD, separated into 2 layers, a top one and a 3-part lower level. The trove includes silver arm rings bearing Anglo-Saxon abbreviations. Because the arm rings are of varying quality, the team suspects that their owners may not have been equal in status. So okay, talk about that one though, Karl. The hoard was buried. 4 different people might have buried it, but in 2 layers, a top one and a 3-part lower level.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that?
We don't know, as I said.
Is it they just didn't realize they happened to bury it in a really good spot that somebody else already thought was a good spot?
They're burying in the same spot on purpose, but what is the purpose?
Is it so that they only go down a certain amount and they thought they found everything and they didn't realize there was a bigger chamber below with even more?
Probably
So
not.
it's kind of like a
Probably
decoy
not.
treasure? No?
But it's either like a bank account with 0 interest, or it is a sacrifice to the gods.
There's more of the hoard. Okay, this is too big. These long vertical pieces, what would that be? These look like pins and pendants maybe, or buckles. It looks like it's got a buckle thing.
I would say belts.
I like Nikki's answer. It's because they were too lazy to dig another hole. Robert says the images at the arms are probably representation of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. On the cross itself, the big one. Let's see. I'm gonna take a bite of tikka masala. No, but what do you think these would be though?
Belts.
Oh, is it belts? Sorry. Oh yeah, there's hinges. I didn't see hinges there. Little hinge there. Oh, cool.
I'm not sure, but that's what it screams to me as soon as I see it. So.
It says metalwork found inside a lidded silver vessel, National Museum, Scotland. I know I've seen some of these patterns being used before. Look at the little heads. I don't know if you could see them there. Like little serpent heads. So now, what do you think, Robert? Would these have been designed into Celtic style, or is this more Viking style, considering all the little beasties there trying to put things in their mouth?
It's Anglo-Saxon.
Anglo-Saxon, okay. And this would be gold and silver? Those are brooches, with the long ones are most likely bracelets. Okay, yeah, so size would make a difference here. They are very beautiful. Oh yeah, Amorosa's beautiful bracelets. I need one of those, Karl. Get me one. Oh, look, the little Odin heads there. No, it's not Odin, but I like those little faces. The Mom and Find also has little heads like that. There's something about the Galloway hoard at every turn. We have to go see that. Let's see if there was some more on this picture here. Oh, there's some of the glass beads. That yellow stone somebody was talking about that. What is that name? Corallian or something like that.
No, carnelian is red.
Oh yeah, okay. So maybe amber?
Maybe.
And this looks like a penannular brooch of some sort. But buttons! That's a button. I was wondering where we had the finds of the buttons, because there was some question as to whether or not Vikings had buttons in the Viking Age. But this is a toggle button. It's just face down. But you can see there's cloth that's been around it too. So it was wrapped and then had this thing put on top of it afterwards. Isn't it still glass? Yeah, some of this is glass for sure. That one is definitely glass. These ones I'm pretty sure are glass. But these two, the ones on the ends, I don't know if this almost looks like an amber. That's like a cloudier amber. And then this one here, I don't know what it is. But it could be glass. Albert says, I talked to somebody who made a copy of some of these. Oops, sorry, there we go. A copy of some of these. They were expensive to commission if I wanted to. You can dream. We can all dream. Nikki says, because you would just use a tool to push in the sides to make a flower shape. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could just kind of do a little snip, snip, snip kind of thing there. And then squish it down. Yeah, maybe it could be glass. It's just my amber person wanting to like amber. I like amber, so I want it to be amber, but that doesn't mean it is. These beads, curios, and heirloom objects were bundled and strung together, resting as a group on a silver brooch hoop atop a lidded vessel in the Galloway hoard. Oh, okay. I wouldn't have known that. I would have thought that it would have been... Okay, one more. This one, I've seen this one reproduced. This is a close-up of the other one we saw. I'm assuming it's a brooch, but look at all the detail. The over-under thing, too, is kind of a bit of a roll. There's a book by Jonaslav Markusson called The Anatomy of Viking Art, which is a really good book when it comes to reproducing, anyway, about things, reproducing Viking Age-inspired or Viking artifacts, anyway, with the whole over-under thing, the rules that they had. There has to be a head somewhere in it, I think. And then the heads, they're different style heads, dragon heads. And sometimes they are biting an appendage because that means something too. Anyway, this one is disc brooch at the National Museum, Scotland. So there you go, a little representation from Scotland. Then I did take some pictures here. I just did some quick screenshots if I can.
I will go and put on my tikka masala, have a cigarette, and see if I can find something to drink that contains alcohol.
Okay, fine. I forget where I put it. I have to put this up here and we'll find another one. Karl's looking for alcohol. Do we have any more? You have a gin and tonic too. Go join Torben. Tikka masala. Okay. Oh, I am actually, now that my clothes that are a little bit wet. And we're inside starting to get cold. Didn't even make me a fire, Raymond. He's sitting there smirking. Ah, now you're going to have your tikka masala too, see? Okay. You told me? You did. All right. Let's see. I can show a little needle binding while we're waiting for Karl, though. Because then I can do some more looking at the artifacts. But we have to do the bee stitch. We haven't done that yet today. I need to get my needle binding, which fell on the floor. And I haven't gotten much done since last week. And I wasn't kidding. It is getting chilly now. So I'm going to put my shawl on. Oh, much better. There we go. Have a gin and tonic too, she said. As in one? This nail binding stitch didn't land in my house, she said, Nikki. No, she didn't right now. Didn't quite to get to you. The middle ones are definitely Anglo-Saxon, said Nikki. My friend has a book. Because I'm going backwards. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. No, I like this one. I mean, I think it's nice. It makes a really cool thing, but it is a bit fiddly if you're not used to it. And it's, notice the mess. Sorry, didn't have time to clean. Okay. First, we have to untangle my yarn because look what I did. Oh, it's actually not tangled. I thought it might be a knot. It's upside down. I've been doing lazy joints because white, light color yarn. Okay, so this one, now I have to loosen it up because it got pulled tight. I think a cat might have attacked it. There. Okay, so this one, you're using the end 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the loops you're using, but we're picking them up from here. So 1 goes there, the yarn goes forward. Loop 2 goes on your thumb. So now you have 2 loops on your thumb, the yarn is forward. Yes, it is sticking out weird. It's supposed to. It's a plated edge. And then you have 3 and 4. There's so loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, loop 4. And then we're going to do an F1B1 connection, which is the next, this one we've been in. The next one from the front, which is there. So that's 1 from the front, but 1 from behind. So F1B1. There we go. There. Anyway, and then to connect, but I'm going to do that after because it's easier to twist my thumb when it's not connected. 2 on the thumb, you take the third one, and you can put it on your finger if you want to, or just hold it out of the way, but pick up the 4th one from behind first. Then go back and pick up that 3rd one. And then you go under both loops on your thumb, but over the leader yarn. When you go over the leader yarn, it causes your stitches on the edge to go this way, making that little braided edge look there. But if you go under the leader yarn, then your stitches will slant this way. So if you're used to doing under the leader yarn, you'll notice immediately if you forgot and did it the wrong way because suddenly your loops will cross the wrong way somewhere. I have managed to do that a few times, but looks like this last row was okay. Anyway, so first I have to connect those. So F1, B1. Take the 3rd loop, get it out of the way. Pick up the 4th loop from behind. Go back and pick up the 3rd loop, and then go under the 1st and 2nd loop and over the leader yarn. Don't worry, Nikki, 1 more week of this stitch, and then we'll try another one. Maybe one that's not quite as dense. It could be a repeat, you never know. There's so many stitches, and some of them deserve to have more than one showing. There we go. So 1 from the front and 1 from behind. So F1B1. Pick up the 3rd loop, get it out of the way. Pick up the 4th loop from behind. Go back and pick up the 3rd loop, and then go under the first 2 and over the leader yarn. Way too much yarn on here. Take that old one off. There we go. See, I'm pulling the wrong string. You got your gin and tonic? Hopefully that tonic isn't flat.
It looks like an open bottle. So.
Oh, okay. And are you going to make it like proper proportions this time?
Didn't I do that the last time?
No, you made it way too strong. There we go. So front one, back one. Pick up. Sometimes it's easier to loosen the fourth loop there, the third and fourth loop before doing it. Lift up the third one out of the way. Pick up the fourth loop from behind. Go back and pick up that third loop. Go under the 2 thumb loops and over the leader yarn. And then pull through in a downwards motion so things don't get stuck. But that's the B stitch. I think that's the B stitch. I never did find out from Justin if I was doing it correctly. But this is how I interpret it, what he is trying to explain. Because he doesn't write RS 2 plus 1 plus 1 F1B1 with a plated edge. He writes, he's got his own way of making notes as to how things, how to decipher stitches in his own way. But yeah, do you see little bees on there though? Actually, I have to start increasing. I think I just did a bunch of stitches without increasing, and I need to increase because it's starting to curl up. So I'll have to make sure I increase on the next one. I think I've actually gone quite a bit without increasing now. There's the last increases this far back. That's not good. This is going to be a very wonky fitted hat. But anyway, that means from about this stretch, you should be able to see the stitch without any little holes from where it's been increased. But I kind of see like a little bee with wings there. I do like this plated edge though with it. It looks really cool. Anyway, okay, Karl. I'm going to put that out of the way and then we'll sit you down and see how strong. Can I make it for you? Do you trust me? Karl, do you trust me to make it for you?
I trust you to make some kind of weak-ass bullshit that I can't really drink and Torben will laugh at.
Okay, he says he doesn't trust me. He trusts me to make some sort of weak-ass bullshit drink that Torben would laugh at. So, no, I'm not allowed to make it for him. All right, come here, mix it. Let's see what you come up with. Oh, his food is done. All right, I got to get back to finding a strange find. Just making sure this is charged. So we don't run into a problem. And then, let's see. Oh, apparently I have to allow ads. Maybe I'm not going to be able to see this one. Because I have to turn on ads and I don't want to turn on ads. Oh, I found another dragon, another Oseberg head. Okay, sorry, let's watch. I want you to mix this in front of everybody, Karl. So we can see if they agree with how you made this. Tanqueray, by the way, because that's the bottle that was the closest, I guess. This is a big glass. And you're using the jigger. Good boy. That's why we bought the bottle of gin. Because the jigger came with it.
So you can't stand on my arm right now.
I see spots in that glass. All right. Do we agree with the amount of vodka in there? I mean, gin. It's about 3 fingers, considering it's coned at the bottom.
You can't argue with me here. You can argue with the jigger thing if you like.
But it's the right size glass, is what I'm saying. It depends on how much tonic you put in. Are you going to fill it up or go halfway?
Halfway.
That might be strong. But it is wider than a glass that I would have it in. Does it matter because he'll have another, says Nikki. Good fucking point. I think Karl likes the way you think. There we go. All right, Karl. How's it taste? You're on this cord, by the way. You didn't even stir it though, so it's all tonic on the top. Swish, swish.
It all goes in my belly.
Make sure you eat some food with that. You haven't had any food today, have you? Okay. I have another one to show here. Oh, actually, I can just bring this over here. Another animal head post. Yeah? What do you think, Karl? This one's cool. It's got all these little...
I'm assuming the eyes are the silver nails that you talked about.
Yeah, I believe it is. At least they're silver. Let's see if I can balance this so I can do something. There we go. Oseberg ship head post. Animal head post found in the Oseberg ship, Viking ship museum in Oslo. The exact function of the head post is unknown. Other examples of artistic design on Norse ships include king or chieftain vessels designated for the wealthiest classes. Oh, damn it. I think that's probably what I was going to show next. Anyway, chieftain ships are distinguishable by the design of the bow of the vessel with designs such as bulls, dolphins, gold lions, drakes spewing fire out of their nose, humans being cast in a gold and silver, and other unidentifiable animals cast in bronze metal. You're pulling on this, Karl. Thanks. Typically, the sides of these vessels are decorated using bright colors and wood carvings. Oh, wow, that's a carving. Yeah, no, I agree, Anne. This is awesome. But all those little, and I don't know if it's just painted in gold or if it's, but you said this was like silver nail eyes? I can't zoom anymore on this.
It can't be painted in gold, but if it is gilded, then...
That's what I was wondering, yeah, maybe. But, I mean, just imagine all that lattice work. Was it done as a separate piece and then attached, or was it just... The great ships of the Vikings contain some of the major artworks left from time to time. For instance, the Oseberg bow demonstrates the Norse mastery of decorative wood carving and intricate inlay of metal. Okay, so this would be metal inlay. Likewise, the ship head post representing a roaring beast is 5 inches high with complicated surface ornamentation in a form of an interwoven animal that twists and turn. Animals that twist and turn. Then there's the ship burial itself. This I've been to several times. Actually, I did a Nalbinding demonstration outside that ship for a couple of days. That was before COVID, though. The Oseberg ship, or in Norwegian, Oseberg skipet, is a well-preserved Viking ship discovered in large burial mounds at the Oseberg farm near Tønsberg in Vestfold County, Norway. The ship is widely celebrated as one of the finest artistic and archaeological finds to have survived the Viking Age. Again, I try to zoom. Oh, there I can zoom on this one. But see all these little poles holding it up. There was a problem with that, where this boat was still trying to, it wasn't working in everywhere. It was kind of starting to sink and fall apart. And then the thing came, the decision had to be made. Do you just let them fall and get destroyed, or do we just dump a shit ton of kroner into it and try to get them fixed? And that is why the Viking Ship Museum is closed right now, but it's due to be open soon. Because they have to put new supports built for these. Robert says bucket list destination. Oh, you should definitely see it. It's absolutely beautiful. There's, I think, 3 ships in there, at least 2 ships and one.
Oseberg Gokstad tuna,
yeah. Yeah. And then they even have these wonderful mosaic things from things of the Oseberg tapestry, that the little film that they show on the ceiling, so you can. It's really cool. Anyway, but yeah, they need to refix the support, come up with a new way of supporting the ship so that it wouldn't get damaged anymore. And this also involved extending the size of the building. So now, instead of looking a bit like a cross, it looks like a bow. I mean, like almost like one of those awareness bows anyway, that goes like that, is how they're adding. So they're adding like a bow, a bend to it, and then they have to move the ships into the new part. I don't know if we can find something about that. I can see Viking ship. Oops. Nya design. See if they show you that. Nya design, no Nya. Nya design. Maybe that would better speak Norwegian. There. This is probably a better one. There you can see the actual Oseberg, I mean not the Oseberg, sorry, holding it still, Viking Ship Museum, the part of the red roof. That is the original style that it was. But now they've added that big bowed section on the back. I have no idea how far they got on that, but that's going to be amazing when it's done. Let's see if I can hold this still again. There we go. But I think it's going to be beautiful. It's a new home for the Viking ship in Bygdøy. But I'm not sure what it's going to look like in that open area. I think it'll expand it. There you can see the dragon heads. They're on there. Anne says, I wanted to visit in 2022, first trip to Norway, but then they closed the museum. So I have a reason to come back as if I needed one. No, you definitely have to come back. But also maybe, you know, a lot of people, they came when they thought it was going to be open, and it obviously is delayed. There you can see some of the construction going on. And by the way, that's the Folkemuseum. What's Folkemuseum translated to Norwegian? Like the People's Museum, or
yeah, but that's
it's not exactly what it is, though.
It has a little bit more communist connotations than it actually would have.
That's the film that they show on the inside there too, where you can see about the animal. Or no, but it's it shows all kinds of different houses and buildings from through the ages, not just Viking age, but after the Viking age. There you can see, be able to walk along the side too.
Typically, a Folkemuseum would have more everyday objects than it wouldn't be art or things that nobility would be having. It would be things that more or less normal people would have.
Mm. Oh, the Viking Ship Museum is beginning to take shape, it says here. And, here, this would be good. And I wonder if I can zoom into that and make it even... okay, fine, we're just going to log into it. There you go. That's even better anyway. There you can kind of see how the new... So this is the old. And to get them into the building was an interesting thing, too. To get them into the building, they had to, like, build the side of the building after they put it in on all of these. That's why it looks like that. And there's, like, a gift shop in the beginning and such. But when they put the ships in, they had to bring them in that way and then close it up. And close it up in there. But now they're opening up the two sides and expanding it into this big extra center. It's going to be really cool. We'll have to take a trip out, Karl.
Yeah.
Sårbare vikingskip skal reddes for ettertiden med eksperthjelp fra geoteknikere og geologer. The sårbare, the vulnerable, that's a good word. Vulnerable Viking ship is going to be saved for the future with expert help of geotechnicians and engineer geologists. Is that right? Ingenieur geologer? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, okay. Then I had another picture that we have to look at, but I haven't looked at what it was. But, I mean, what do you think that was, and what was it for? This is another one. This is the one I was trying to look up on the page that I needed to turn off my ads for, so we may never know. This is a screenshot. What do you think that is, Karl? Oops.
First option is urn.
An urn? Do they have urns?
Well, Vikings no, but Vikings steal shit from other people.
True. Nikki says, our museum was due... Oh, she said, that is so stupid. Our local museum is also delayed. Why don't they just estimate and post estimated worst case openings dates? Good point. Our museum was due to open already, but they are still building and raising funds. Speaking of, she says it's a jar for keeping preserved body parts after burial. What do you think?
That is also possible.
Yeah? Eye of Newt?
Canopian jars. I know the Egyptians had those. But also, I would imagine that some body parts are considered relics by the
In Poteke.
Urchurch or the Catholic Church.
I think she meant to write ointment jar, but I'm reading ointment jar.
Also a possibility.
And Robert says, silver jar wrapped in fabric, probably similar to the one found in the Galloway Hoard. This is the one from the Galloway Hoard, I believe. But I didn't realize it, but you're right. I see fabric on there. It's a swear jar, says Nolvia. Every time you say a bad word, you got to put a body part in there. Then there's Kaya thinking, it's an ashtray. Oh, how 80s of you. You know, it used to be every house had ashtrays. Herb jar, says Albert. That could be.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was wrapped with cloth, though. But I can see that there's just cloth kind of stuck to it. Ah. There we go. Let's see. Enjoy your drink here, Karl. We'll take a look.
But it's when you find a jar, it's kind of hard to say anything sensible about what it was used for.
It's a tobacco spit jar, says Nikki. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it now. Oh, there was more. I have to show more pictures of that boat. See, this page didn't have what I was looking for. Yeah, it said a Viking era vessel found in Scotland, but then I tried to click on it and it says I have to subscribe and all this other stuff and allow ads, and I just decided I'm not going to do that.
One thing I've occasionally wondered, because people's priorities, powerful people's priorities, were completely different back in the days than they are now. So, when an Egyptian pharaoh builds a pyramid, it takes years and years, and so many hundreds of thousands of work hours that it's not even funny. And from the perspective of his nation, it's okay, building this thing costs like 4 or 5 years of my complete gross national product. What would you get if a modern dictator, most likely, I don't think a democratic country could do this, decides, okay, I want the coolest boat, and I'm willing to pay the entire gross national product of my country for 4 years to have this boat? What the hell would it look like? And that's a parallel to things like the Oseberg ship. The amount of work and resources goes into making something like this.
Yeah. That is a lot of work.
So the only modern parallels I can come up with is something like a super battleship, like the Yamato. But even then, I think the Yamato was a serious burden on the Japanese war budget. But I don't think we are talking years and years of gross national product for Japan to make the thing.
I was going to try to see what this was. Okay. Other than the obvious fact. But I don't know if I found it. Okay. Sorry, we'll hold it still again. Because this was an article that was basically talking about hairstyles.
Yeah, I know what that is.
You do? Okay, tell me about it.
And so does Torben, because we had this guy as a science teacher when we went to...
It is not your professor. No matter what you think.
So if he is very short and around us...
I love the chat.
around as a fucking bullet, it's the guy we had as a science teacher, I'm sure about it.
It is not the guy you had as a science teacher. Maybe it was an icon made to him, and in a sort of a Nostradamus sort of way.
It might be one of his ancestors then.
All right, we'll have to go to the peanut gallery here. It's a garden gnome, says Kaya. Nikki says it's a peeing water fountain. It does have a little orifice down there, but which suggests it might have been hollow. But I noticed that the beard looks a little bit like Odin's mask.
This guy has both eyes.
Yeah, but you know what Odin's mask? Google. Oh, Odin apostrophe S.
Yeah, you're thinking about the thing with the interwoven beard.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring it up in case I don't know what it looks like. Oops, that's not exactly how you spell Odin's, but it'll do. Not that one. What the hell is that for some creepy AI answer? This one I'm thinking of. Here, no, not this one though. That's something different. What the hell? No, I'm thinking of this design here. That one. The beard almost looks like it could have been that. Which was, oops, there we go. No, that was,
have to eat now,
there it is. See, his beard almost looks kind of like that. Okay, but do you know what this is? Do you recognize it? Other than the fact that it looks like your science teacher?
No, I have no idea.
No idea. Anyone else want to guess? I like the peeing garden gnome. If we take a blending of the two. I think it's pretty small, I think, but
That's always my science teacher.
It was made from ceramic. If it was made from ceramic, it would need holes for firing. Yeah, because it looks like it would have been on a rod thing. It's a threat to people who don't listen. There was a little bit, but this doesn't exactly say what it was. But this was the article because it was referring to hairstyles, I think. If I can pull it down. Rare figurine illuminates Viking hairstyles. It says front view. This is where the picture is supposed to be loading. Front view of ivory gaming piece carved with a man's face. So it's done in ivory too, by the way, walrus ivory. So Copenhagen, Denmark, according to a statement released by the National Museum of Denmark, a small figurine long hidden in its collections has recently been rediscovered as it's providing new information about Viking Age fashions. The exquisitely carved 1-inch tall objects, now I know how big it is, was whittled out of expensive walrus ivory and likely served as a gaming piece for a Viking Age game resembling chess. So I'm assuming they're talking about Nefertofel. Yeah. It was first discovered in a burial in Viking in 1797 and has been in the National Museum's storerooms for more than 200 years. However, it recently caught the attention of curator Peter Pence, who was struck by the figurine's realistic features. Although Viking art is known for its animal motifs, humans are hardly ever represented. This is a miniature bust and as close as we will ever get to a portrait of a Viking, says Pence. The researcher was particularly intrigued by the character's hairstyle, which is parted in the middle and cropped in the back, with a side curl that leaves one ear exposed. Oh man, he's such a slut. The man also sports a mustache, sideburns, and a long braided goatee. The artifact dates to the 10th century, the age of the first king of Denmark, Harald Bluetooth. Bloton. Scholars believe that the statuette represents what fashionable Viking elites and warriors would have looked like at the time. For more on Viking fashion, go see Vikings in Furs. No, but let's stick with this guy for now. Was scrimshaw art popular with the Vikings, asks Milvia?
What's that?
Scrimshaw art?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Scrimshaw. They're going to get us to Google shit again. Scrimshaw. Oh! Yeah, that would be something that I'm assuming scrimshaw art is carving on on ivory, like teeth. Yeah, but I don't know about carving on it, but carving things out of it, like the Lewis chessmen were also made out of ivory, were they not?
Yep.
Yeah, from the Isle of Lewis. But to be drawing on there, or carving in them, but not carving out of them, that I don't know. No, scrimshaw wasn't used by the Vikings, says Robert. Okay, Scotland disagrees. Because like this one here, that looks like New Zealand-y kind of thing. But that one at least is carved out, but all of these are just drawn right on there. Did they not find some runes carved on something?
Well, all the runes I find.
And a walrus too, I mean. But yeah. But I do know that the Lewis chessmen, that's the boat, by the way. Look at that pretty decoration. Those motifs, that's in the book on the, was it Oseberg ship, isn't it? But bone carvings and teeth, but that type, no, that he was showing. There we go, this guy. That's a New Zealandy thing. It's the fish hook necklace designed by for safe passage over water. She said that one that I was looking at before. My kid was gifted one of those by a guy from New Zealand who was competing in Glima. Probably about 10 years ago. Anyway, and it had that same fish hook thing, which was quite cool. It's the Hook of Maui. Okay. But yeah, bone carvings was and teeth, but that type no, says Albert. But ivory carving, okay, that's what she was saying was screenshot was. Anyway, but yeah, you can definitely see it was braided. That was what I was kind of thinking about the beard on the Odin thing, but that he had like one ear exposed and this is a curl, or the other way around, and he's got sideburns, I guess. He doesn't see it is parted in the middle. Way up there, you can see there's a part. There are a few other pieces that were found that they used to see how they wore their hair and clothing, like the Valkyria. Not how they wore their whore, but I did say that. How they wore their whore.
In clothing.
In clothing. No, oh, there's one pendant. I gotta look it up here. I gotta put this down a second. Oops, there. We'll watch Karl eat for a second and I can find this pendant.
Now with all the glacier archaeology, I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping for Viking Ötzi.
Let's see if I can find
Because you don't get any harder evidence than that.
Revinja, that's what I was gonna look for. Okay, so that's one. And Freya.
I might be getting into trouble here because by my Norwegian sensibilities, this is pretty spicy. So I might want to drink a little bit as soon as I've eaten this.
This is trouble. But I wanted to find the original find, not a replica.
What are you looking for?
Freya Revinja artifact. I see, because it's reproduced like mad, but I wanted to find the original one, but okay, let's just go with this drawing here. This is going to be fine for the purpose of it. There we go. I muted us. There we go. That one is one of the little pendants that we can use to decide or see how Vikings might have worn their hair. It's pulled into a bun in the backside, or is it, it could be parted hair, it could be braids because there's kind of like rows on there, or it could be a null-bound hat maybe, we don't know. But also there you can see the cloak and you can see the way that it opens in the front, the belt around. But this one is one that a lot of people use, reenactors use, or to decide a bit of way how Vikings would have dressed and looked.
Yeah, but there isn't really nothing sensible you can say from this.
No?
First off, you don't even know if this figurine is a man or a woman.
No, that's true. We don't. There's one, that's why they're calling it Freya Revinja, but I don't know if that is...
Yes, but I call
there it is, the original.
I find Freya.
That would be the... Yeah, that's true. So we don't really know... Unique Viking age figure found in Denmark, Nordic culture. So there's not so much guessing going on in today's episode. In Denmark, there have been a rise of amateur archaeologists since the turn of the century. This has resulted in a growth of rare findings. The Revinja figure has been dated to around 800 CE, which was at the time when it was primarily the Nordic gods who worshipped in Denmark. It was found at Revinja on the island of Fyn on the 22nd of April 2014 by Paul Uniacke. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And is somewhat of a sensation. It is extremely rare to find human-like figures from the Viking Age, especially when they are three-dimensional. Oh, there it's tilting, sorry. At first, the archaeologists thought it was the fertility goddess Freya, but after closer examination of its facial features, the figure could be interpreted as both feminine and masculine, so it could be Freyr. Yeah, I know. And what about Frey and Freya being the same person at one point too?
What about Bob from the farm next door?
You know, it does look a lot like Bob. Jesus Christ. The figure's outfit is highly detailed, which can add to the discussion of how the clothes looked during the Viking Age in Scandinavia. Around the waist, there is something that could look like a knot, but it's probably more likely a tri-lobed brooch, which had started to become a fashion for the women. That is, oh yeah, like I was calling it a trefoil brooch, but tri-lobed, that's interesting. Which had started to become a fashion for the women. What is remarkable about its position is that they were normally used at the chest. I think it looks like a bow. Somebody learned how to tie a bow. The Revingame figure is only 4.6 centimeters tall. It is made from silver. The outer layer is gold plated. The details indicate that it would have required a skilled jeweler to craft it. The tiny holes in its back is probably an indication that it was used as a pendant in a necklace. There should not be any doubt that about the fact that this was an ultra rare find, especially when they are so highly detailed. The Revingame figure can be seen on display at the Viking Museum in Ludby. Yeah. Anyway, but that was one I was thinking of. That one we sell a bronze or brass version of it, I think, in the store. But there's a lot of people that make those. Let's see. So that was one, and then there's one other figure I can think of too, where they saw the clothes. To offer clues. Let's see. Oh, I wasn't even thinking of this one. Here's another one. The magic staffs of the seers. There we go. The goddess of braid pulling, also sometimes considered Freya. But this one, I mean, she's got like this Hannibal Lecter thing going on over her mouth. So I don't really know. But this is the one that Holger will pray to because it looks like braids and pulling her braids. So she is the goddess of braid pulling according to Holger. But you can also see the clothing with the depiction there as to how that might look too. Any thoughts about her, Karl? Why does she have this Hannibal Lecter looking thing on her mouth, or like a real serious? I mean, they didn't have braces in the Viking Age.
At least in
It's
this
Pippi
case, I'm pretty
Longstockings,
sure we're
this guy.
talking about the woman, but I'm not even sure about that.
Do you think the guys wore their hair like that?
I don't know if
We do know that they did. There was one with a knotted ponytail, kind of a thing. Resting mild contempt face. Laugh my ass off, says Robert. Yes, was this before or after copulation? Let's see. If I could put this down a second, I can see what the article said about it. This one was called The Magic Staffs of Seeresses, so this is going to be something. Oh, it goes on about vulva staffs. Okay, no, we don't read that.
Hey, you're not eating.
Karl is trying to eat your food. There is another 3D statue of. Oh yeah, this one. Freya the Goddess statue history. Oh, but I want to find the actual one for that, not the replica. Sea of Art. Let's see. Norse gods, statues and pendants and runestones. Horby, okay.
Horby?
Horby find, yeah. There are two, I think.
I don't know if that means the same thing in Danish as it does in Norwegian, but...
Okay, tell us, what does it mean in Norwegian?
City of prostitutes.
Yeah, it could be. Look at the lady that was found there. Okay, unique silver 3D Valkyria found in Denmark. So you can imagine what this is going to look like until I show it. Oh, if I can find it. There we go. This is showing a bunch of different pictures, but Morten Skovsby had found a few coins, tools, and a cannonball in his backyard. And a cannonball. Well, that's good. With his new metal detector when he decided to go further afield. On December 2012, all members of a local metal detector group explored the field in Horby, central Denmark. Morten got a strong signal, so okay. He scooped up the whole clod of earth, brought it home, and put it in the radiator to thaw. Once unfrozen and cleaned of soil, the face turned out to belong to a small female figurine, just 3.5 centimeters tall. It's a standing figure of a Viking shield maiden broken at the abdomen. She wears a long textured gown, and her hair is in a ponytail tied in a knot at the back of her head. An eyelet behind her neck indicates that the figurine was worn on a cord, perhaps as a pendant. She carries a double-sided Viking sword in her right hand, arm bent at the elbow, and holds a round shield in front of her body on the left arm. She is made of solid silver, weighs 9.2 grams or 0.32 ounces. The silver is gilded, and the pattern details in the gown and shield are filled with a black enamel-like material called niello. She dates to the Viking Age around 800 AD, and the design details identify her as not just any shield maiden, but as a Valkyria, emissaries of Odin who chose who dies in battle and escorts their souls to Valhalla. Other Valkyria figures from earlier Viking Age have been discovered in Denmark, but they are flat two-dimensional pieces, mostly brooches. The Horby figurine is the first 3D dimensional figurine ever discovered. The fact that her back and sides are carved reveal their heretofore unknown details about the Viking hairstyle and dress from that period. The figurine has been declared a treasure trove, and the finder will receive a reward. Anyway, this is the picture, though. I couldn't read that and show the picture at the same time. It's still loading because my computer is doing overtime. So this one, we had one in the shop, and I believe it's gone. We have to get some more, but I have to find a supplier. But there you can see the knotted hairstyle. But this is another 3D figure that was found that you could see the clothing that was worn. You can even see there's great detail on the side of her cloak. But she also seems to be sleeveless. So some people were trying to... There's been some interpretations of making a sleeveless dress. But it's hard to tell. Is that a bracelet or is that a cuff? But this one... this side of her almost looks like it was a sleeveless gown. What do the Vikings think about, say about showing your arms in public?
I don't think they had a problem with it.
No. I mean, it must have gotten hot at some point. But look at all the detail, anyway. That there was a design on there, so. And then you can see all these, like, pleats. Or ruffles, or...
Fashion is extremely malleable, so it changes over time.
Yeah.
But...
God's bless you, Karl.
I don't know about any particular taboos about what a woman could show off of her body.
Mm.
And if we believe Ahmed Ibn Fadlan, that's straight up exhibitionist.
Mm. Some suggest that it's like a skirt with or a dress with a tunic over it, and this is a skirt, but it goes askew like this, but it's hard to tell if it's that or if it's the shield. But I saw somebody did an interpretation of what they think this might look at like. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the interpretation, but I agree that you're just gonna have to guess, kind of. But it looks to me like it would be a cloak, whether it be like a long vest or if it has sleeves, I don't know. Got dark on us. But that was another figure that I could think of that was 3D. I don't know if I could think of another one, but yeah, I didn't realize there was that Selden. But you could clearly see the ponytail knot kind of thing going on. I never did find out what the vessel thing was from, though, because I had to apparently subscribe to Smithsonian to find out. Let's see. I think that was all of the 3D Freyas I was thinking of. Oh, yeah, there's this one, too. But this is the same statue. It's just they made it differently. This is some... Because this one, we also sell one in the shop like that. Oops, there. But that's, I think, the same figurine. It's just not done in the same way. Viking Polly Pockets! Yeah? Except for you can't dress her up, but then again, a Polly Pocket, it was like plastic clothes you just wrapped around it anyway, so you could do that. So Valkyria. Tell us about Valkyria, Karl. What were Valkyrie? We did read a little bit about... I did say a little bit of it.
You just read the explanation.
I did. Okay, so... Obviously, Odin didn't have first pick on the battlefield, so who goes to Valhalla? he had a deal with Freya.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Freya's first pick. It's a little bit unclear, at least to me. This might be actually explained in the sagas. I haven't read all of them. Who the Valkyries actually work for, because they seem to be working for both Odin and Freya, which is a little bit confusing. In some of the hero sagas, you have mortal men falling in love with Valkyries, and it usually doesn't end well for them.
Why?
Well, they die.
Oh, I was thinking that like all the Valkyrie were lesbian or something and just weren't interested in him. No, I don't know.
No.
By the way you said it.
The Valkyries seems to be trying their best, but the problem is that one thing you absolutely don't want, unless you actually want to go to Valhalla, is to get Odin's attention.
Okay.
Because if he likes you, he will have you killed, so that you're fighting with him at the Battle of Ragnarok.
Uh-huh.
And getting Odin's attention, I can't think of a more surefire way to get that than to bang a Valkyrie.
Hold on.
And then he will start to think, why did she fall for him? Is he some kind of great warrior? And then he starts paying attention to you and goes, oh yeah, no, this is a great warrior. I have to have him killed immediately so he doesn't grow old and useless. Odin's kind of a dick.
Okay. Is what else makes Odin kind of a dick? Anything else?
Well, I don't. There are some other examples of Odin being.
Go ahead, tell us.
How do we put it?
Is this the gin and tonic talking?
Not ruled by the head that is furthest from the ground.
The midsection head. Okay, and go ahead. Elaborate on ruling with your midsection.
I don't think he's quite as bad as Zeus and Jupiter.
Yeah.
But he has a very strong tendency to bang everything with tits.
Huh. Men have tits too, at least some of them.
I don't think Odin swings that way, but Loki certainly does.
Okay. Now, Loki sometimes likes to cross-dress, I guess.
Yeah, well, likes it and likes it. He cross-dresses once, and they're basically to help out Thor, but then Thor is
Freya
also...
called him Odick.
Then also Thor is cross-dressing. But the most extreme example I can come up with is when he ends up being Sleipnir's mother.
Kaya sees where this is going to, and she says, uh-oh, let's hope Odin isn't paying attention to YouTube.
He would have no interest in me because I'm not a great warrior.
No? What the hell did I do here? Sorry,
I'm a very great warrior in theory. I know so much about fighting that I'm proud of myself, but I can't do it in practice because my eye coordination is so horribly bad that you remember when I trained Alex in how to use the spear?
Yep, that's probably around 22?
She was 12 at the time.
Oh, okay, then that's true. So 21.
Yeah.
21, 22.
And
yeah.
how long does it take before Alex could kill me whenever she felt like it?
Seconds.
Not quite that bad. I did train her for about 5 minutes before the reflexes of a 12-year-old girl completely negates any knowledge I have about fighting.
Remember there was one little kid bouncing around all over the place. Lila's kid, not Mariana, but the other Lila. She had a kid that was just jumping all over the place, and you totally looked like you were out of your depth.
Yeah, no, on that one I actually did have
That's
control.
on the thumbnail, whatever that is from. It's from on the thumbnail. But
with him, I actually did have control, but I can't completely destroy his.
Oh, he was quick though. I have to find that one. Kaya says, you'll look great next to Mimir's head. Odin likes symmetry. Actually, speaking of Mimir, that might be another one we could check out too. Mimir figure. Viking age. Oh, I'm coming up with all kinds of stupid crap. Fantasy stuff.
What are you looking for now?
There was another figure. I don't know if it's necessarily Mimir, but it was, no, it's not.
Mimir would be extremely recognizable. So
Yeah, no.
he's just a head.
No, it's not that one. I was thinking of, just a second. Torso, man, gripping, beard, figure. Viking age. I'm suddenly getting some weird things here. That one, although it brings up the one we just had before. But, oh, no, the amber. It was an amber figure. Amber. Viking
This part of
figure.
the jigger thingy.
I will find this
It's
flipping
bigger
thing.
than this part of the jigger thingy.
That's a half and a whole shot for most people. What do you think it is?
I think it's a big part of the jigger thingy and a smaller part of the jigger thingy.
A Yigger thingy?
It sounds so much like a racial slur that
Yes,
I just
it
don't
does,
want
and
to
it might
call
be-
it what it's.
It's your slurring that makes it sound like that.
And I accidentally poured some gin on Fuzzy now, and now he's licking himself. So
Oh,
we
I
might have a drunken, disorderly cat tonight.
Are you not referring to yourself? Okay, I am. You can be the drunken, not the cat, but you. There's a figure anyway that looks like naked Karl. Man gripping beard.
Yeah.
Where's the original figure? A seated male figure grasping his long beard is a recurring motif in the Viking age. The gesture of gripping's one own hair or beard appears to have been introduced in the early Viking age and seems to have magical connotations and links to shape shifting. Ribbon animals gripping their own, but the hair and the beard gripping gesture emerges from the gripping beasts of style 3 Brua style, 750 to 825, and further develops and increases in prevalence through the Oseberg and Bora styles. The gesture continues into the late Viking age and in the shape of what seems to be a board game pieces of seated men grasping their phallic beards, sometimes even featuring an erect penis. So, without further ado, I need to... Yes?
If I grip my phallic beard while I'm having an erection, I'll turn into my spirit animal?
You be the judge. Let's see. I had to find the amber figure, though. It's naked Karl, is it not? And it's rather long, but you only have 4 toes. Don't you think? Naked Karl? It could be you.
I'm not drunk enough to do the comparison yet.
No, please don't. Robert says, fingers are great for measuring how much alcohol to put in a glass. Yeah, except for this glass tapers, so... something for amateurs is what it is what he was saying about your question there. And I use a whole more than the half. Oh, I missed something. Oh, they're talking about your drink. How did I miss so much of chat? Okay, let's see. Kaya says, you look great next to Mimir's head. Odin likes symmetry. Gerda and Fricke, Hugin and Moonin, Mimir and Karl. He's just ahead. It's a slogan for Mimir. Half ounce, whole ounces, Albert, and I use the whole for more than the I use the whole more than the half. And Roberts is something for amateurs is what it is. But fingers are great. Yeah. And Nikki says not for kids. What are you talking about? I'm naked Karl. It's only a drawing for crap's sake. It's not like it's. I gotta find that amber guy though. There was one. The amber figure that we have in the shop. It's not amber. The one that we have in the shop is stone, but we found an amber picture in the book.
So that's based on an amber figure.
Yeah, but this one doesn't say that it is. I was kind of hoping it said something on there, but it was they were thinking it was a game piece, but I could not find it to save my life.
No, because that's kind of one of the mysteries with this guy. Because I'm not sure if he is sitting at like a 90-degree angle, or if he has his knees kind of tucked
I found him
like this.
Yeah, but this one is not. Yeah, this is only the torso that was found. Earliest representations of Old Norse gods: Thor, Amber. Okay. It's a.
Of course, it's Thor, because you can't have a representation of anything from the Viking Age unless it's either Odin, Thor, Frey, or Freya. So.
Okay. This is Archaeologisk Nyheder Fund of Fortid, so Denmark. The earliest representation of Old Norse gods: Thor, amber figure, 47 millimeters high. National Museums, Copenhagen, probably a chessman, Fedet, Zealand, Denmark. And then I'll show you the picture. I shouldn't have done that. Now it's taking forever to load again. Okay, let's just go back here. Oh, I hear kids outside. They're probably looking for the creepy guy. They like to play Ding Dong Ditch to see if they can get the creepy guy to come out of the house. Let's see, Karl's on the thing. There you go. Karl in amber. And probably naked, gripping his beard. Although I can't help but notice his beard is slightly shorter, but it does look like it's been broken off. Would that hurt, Karl?
Dance woman?
Anyhow, so there you go. It is an actual statue of Karl. He is from the Viking Age. Although this one looks a little bit more like he's been eating more than you do.
And you also look like he has the Kodak hairdo.
Oh, I thought he had no hair.
Yes, that would be the Kodak hairdo.
Are you talking about Kojak?
Yeah.
Not Koda. Kodak is bear. Kodiak bear. Okay, I can't help him. How much did you have? How many? I heard you pour at least again one more time.
I think it is 2. It might be 3.
We're gonna need to plug in here too. Actually, though, we should probably get going though. It's after 9 o'clock. No. You ate all your food at least, which is good. Can you see straight?
Yeah, I don't see worse than normal.
So no, you can't see. You're gonna have to. You be the judge. Plenty enough in there to make more. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna close this though and open chat. That's enough Viking Age finds for now, but I'll try to be a little bit more prepared next week. I did like that little figure with that we saw in the beginning. Looks a little bit Odin-esque. Nikki says, oh no, so wait, Albert asks Robert the length of the finger or the width of the finger when using figure to measure. Amaro says, we haven't seen him naked, so we don't know. Is there a thing to plug this in? So the computer doesn't die? Because you're sitting on all the cords. No, go in front of you there for now. And then move the cat. Kaya says, I felt a little crazy and had a glass of bringebær juice. She's having raspberries juice. Nope, not on that one. Let's
no,
see.
Not without sacrificing this, whatever the fuck it is.
No, that's what's going into my phone just in case my phone was used up too much battery. Oh, here. No, that's the wrong one too. Not enough plugs. No, it's all in my backpack because we haven't unpacked since we got home. So. That's not. I found something for Torben. Vaseline. Because he always makes the Vaseline joke, and we haven't had that in a picture in a while. There you go, top one. No, it's just the computer that's dying on battery power.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, you have to bring the cord over.
I'm sneaking away for the cigarettes. I don't want this thing on top of me.
No, but we should probably get going here, so too. Albert says, I have 2 beers from Pula and doing fine. What kind of beers are you having and how much percent the hoppy beer you were drinking? If it's from Vinmonopolet, that means it's got to be more than 4.7.
We need to go to Voss next time we have a day off.
We do need to go to Voss next time we have a day off. Karl has run out of beer. That's why he's on to the good stuff. Which he doesn't put a cap on, but he has no problem. You know, you'll catch it and fall on the floor and then gin everywhere. That's alcohol abuse. Okay. But now I gotta think of stuff we need to cover for next week. Hopefully get some footage of the Latvians who are in the village. Right now there's a group of them. I think they're occupying 3 or 4 houses and some tents. So that'll be quite fun. They do pottery. They're doing, I think there's one doing wood carving, and of course they're doing some tablet, I think they're doing tablet weaving as well.
And I sing.
And they sing.
No excuse whatsoever. I'll just sing.
Yeah, and they're Slavic Viking as well. So they have all this brass incorporated into their clothing, these little rings and things, which is kind of cool to see. Albert says 7.5 and 6 and 6.7. Gonna have a Guinness later, the export one later. You are a bad influence on Albert.
that is actually good.
It is good, actually. He said it's good. Oh, I liked Guinness. That was one of my favorite ones before I couldn't have beer anymore. And also, I'll try to get some footage of them. Let's see, what else do we need? I think we have a couple new Vikings coming in at the end of the week. We have to keep you up to date on that. Oh, if you didn't see it at the beginning, I'll find it now, that picture. Although I see somebody says it's open again. The road. Between Voss and Bergen. This one from Sognevis was good, though. So if you didn't see it at the beginning, that's what happened on E16, where the road construction is, apparently. It eroded away the water eroded away the work underneath, and yeah. So we had some problems getting people from Voss to Gudvangen, but they should have that hopefully fixed by tomorrow, or at least passable by tomorrow. Robert says, I'm thinking of adding a Slavic tone to my new kit when I get around to making it. Yeah, it's so pretty, though. I mean, I would love to do these little rings and stuff. I gotta try to figure it out. Get down. You cannot. My cat is trying to drink the gin and tonic. Albert says, bad influence. I'm half British and half Norwegian. Drinking is a part of who we are. Oh, that's a good point. But yeah, that's what you had missed at the beginning anyway. But this is why all the groups that were supposed to be here today got canceled. Although we did have a couple surprise groups because they were able to get to us via the ferry, or anybody coming from the Oslo side of the tunnel, for example, instead of but those coming from Voss and Bergen had a bit of an issue. There is, I think, no, it's next week. Christina, I think, is coming. I think that's not till the 27th, so maybe, yeah, next Monday. She'll be coming as well from a cruise, and it'll be nice to say hi to her. She's been following us on Hago and a bit on Nalbinding and YouTube. And there's a couple that have been popping by, so it's really quite cool to see people coming from a ways. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's the one. E16 is closed, it says. So, but according to the last person to write in staff chat, it's opening, or it's open. But I don't know what they're doing to get them around. That's another story. So, Karl, what else do we need to do this week for next week? I was thinking I have to take some footage of the Latvians while they're here with all their different crafts. They're here for this week in May, and they are also here later in August. They come back too, but they're bringing the singing thing. How much are they singing? Is it just Liga or?
No, it's all of them.
And all the Latvians are named Liga.
With the exception of our Liga.
Mm-hmm.
I think all Latvians sing all the time. That's at least my impression of them.
I have a video. Let me see if I can find that before. Don't bump the thing.
Don't bump the thing.
You're bumping everything.
I'm bumping everything.
Oh my God, he's singing now too. Okay, yeah, I did save this for YouTube. I just have to upload it. There was a group of the Latvian. They have these choirs too. There was a men's choir that came through, and I think this is I want to say 2021. Oh crap, I can't play the music. It's going to echo like mad. Shit, I didn't think about that. I'm going to try it for like 2 seconds, see how much you can handle. There. He's talking about... Okay, he's just introducing the song right now, and then they start singing. But I don't know how well you can see. They're very decorated with these brass coverings. Okay, and they're gonna maybe a zoom in. This is another one describing. That guy had a birthday, by the way. He just turned 40 there, so he's probably, what, 46 now? 45? Oh, here they're singing. It's another one describing. Now, that guy had a birthday, but is that echoing to you? Did Santa arrive? I don't know. When I was playing that, I could hear myself talking in the background because it catches up. But was it because my YouTube? Oh, that's it. I can turn off YouTube. Oh, there. And then if I turn off YouTube on my computer, oh, that's something we got to order for. Now it shouldn't echo, right? Oops. Okay. And we'll stop. Thumbs up. Is that echoing or can you hear it okay now? What's their Spotify username? I will find it. I remember Liga was telling me the name of the group, but was it echoing or could you hear it? Okay, then I'll... Yeah, they're amazing. See if I can find another one here in the beginning. That might be the story he's telling. Oh, there we go. There.
Come on, how old are you?
Oh, that's the same having a birthday, yeah. He's turning 40.
Yeah, that's the new 25.
The new 25. That was, I think, the happy birthday song, I guess. I don't know, I could be completely wrong.
Yay!
Yeah, maybe it was. Anyway, it looks like I just had the 2 songs on there, but...
I think choirs to the Latvians is like churches to the Americans.
Yeah, this is one we just heard. Oh, yeah, then they were saying thank you for having them because they were here for, I think, they were just kind of coming through on their way from Bergen, traveling around singing from place to place and wanted to know if they could come here. So we're like, yeah, absolutely, come on in. But these aren't the Latvians that are here now. It's another, but they're, you know, kind of related group. But I did have another one where I think 4 women had come through and sang a impromptu song in the hallway.
Yeah, that's what they all do.
It's amazing though, the harmonizing. But I'm going to see if I can find the name of this their group.
This is what I mean with choirs to the Latvians is like churches to the Americans. Whenever two Americans meet, they will go, "Oh yeah, okay. And what church do you belong to?" "Oh no, I'm a Northwestern Presbyterian non-baptizable Aglemanist or whatever." And with Latvians, I think it is, "Oh, and what choir do you belong to?" "Yeah, no, we are doing the non-authentic Gregorian chant thingamajig."
Let's see. I was showing Liga. She was telling me about this group, and she sends me a link on YouTube to go and watch them. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, they were here." and I show her the video and some pictures, and I think she had a small Latvian crush on one of the men, but an innocent one, because she's married. Or no, I don't know. Maybe she's not married. Maybe she's living in sin. Anyway, let's see. The Latvian group. There we have the. I have no idea how this is copyright. When it's on our own, that's one thing, but okay. Oh shit! And then I closed the damn link after I finally get it to load.
You don't have to show every Latvian song you can.
No. I'm just gonna. Oops, sorry. Show the group name, Vilkachi, and how do you spell it? Because you can look it up yourself. But no, they were asking. These guys. There. Turn. Nope. Turn again. There we go. Look up them. This is just one song, but. The name of the group anyway, and you can find them and you can listen to all their songs on there, but they're really quite good. And I noticed a lot of it is harmonizing more than instruments. But anyway, so there you go. Knock yourself out. Vilkachi. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But okay. Anything else we have, Karl? To go by? I wish I could find one of the women that were on the YouTube that were singing in the hall there that were singing in the hallway. Just it might have only been live too. I can't remember. And then of course Facebook kicked all the lives.
I know this case with the Latvians and the Estonians, and I'm wondering if the Lithuanians are the same way.
Yeah, see, they like it. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, of course there's echoes because I had YouTube on my computer screen to read the chat, but if I close YouTube, then there's no echo. So I wasn't thinking of that. I could do one quick look for videos, but I don't know if I could find it that fast of the women there. But but their costumes are just amazing. Everything. Then I have to look for videos. I have way too many memories on here.
This is going to take a while.
No, I think it's going to take too long, actually, because I thought I could split it up by videos and stuff, but this is going to take too long. I instead will put that on a fun thing to look for next week, though.
Yeah. Maybe you can find a time Latvian to sing for you live next week.
We can, but then we have to leave late from the village, is the thing. You want to sleep over in the village next week? Actually, they might be leaving on Saturday, actually. Let me double check. Freeman. Because they just arrived yesterday, but I don't know if they're going to be here on Saturday or if they're leaving on Saturday. Oh, my internet is slow. So slow it hurts. There we go.
Internet in this, well, at least here in this valley, is really bad when it's raining.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's been raining pretty heavily, as you saw by the roads.
Yeah. There, I can see. They're going to be here until June 1st, which is Monday. So maybe, do you want to hang out in the village a little bit next Saturday?
Make sure that you have a plan here, woman.
Yeah, I don't have anyone to drive us home. We have to walk back then. That's the thing. Or spend the night in the village.
Remember, we are still trying to sell a car to one of our co-workers there.
Yeah, but the co-worker doesn't have a workable car right now.
No, the co-worker needs ball bearings to repair the car before he wants to buy it. Which is kind of an interesting way of doing things, but as long as it works, I don't really care.
No, that's true. Anyway, so we can try that. Maybe we can always stay in the village. Maybe we could stay in the village. It wouldn't kill us to do one night in the village. That could be a fun night too. The Latvians, it's always a party when the Latvians are here.
Yes, that's my issue. Because
They sing everything.
between the roosters and the Latvians, I might shoot somebody.
All the weapons will be here. No, we don't have any weapons.
Bows, woman! Bows!
Oh, we're going to do it Viking Age style.
Is there any other way?
Look, ocarinas. Okay. Should we... Oh, you got Halberts. Maybe you have to kill something with your to get your frustration out. Not necessarily a Latvian, but maybe you could you could test more. Oh, we haven't. Have you done your penis dagger over there? Have we tried to kill something with those?
No, but the penis dagger is a straight up stabbing weapon.
Do you want to use the punching dagger?
Watching me put the penis dagger into something is about as interesting as watching you put the needle binding needle into something.
It's called a bullock's dagger, but it could be fun. Let's see, it's stuck on the wall there. I don't know if that's the broken one or not, but you have to make...
It's like this. It doesn't have a blade.
Stabby,
it's
stabby.
just a complete and utter poking device.
But if we throw it up in the air and you have to poke it before it falls to the ground, that could be fun. Then there's a little hand-to-eye coordination going on there, and precision and speed.
Yes,
and
the things that I am surprisingly good at.
You see Karl says too, no! You could try the punching dagger.
That one I'm actually a little bit more interested in.
It's not very Viking, but it could be fun to try.
It's not Viking, but it is old enough to
Show
be...
how it's meant to be used, Karl. Albert says, show how it's meant to be used.
The bollocks dagger or the punching dagger?
Both.
The bollocks dagger is one of the daggers that you would hold in reverse grip, most likely. Because it is meant to look for gaps in your opponent's armor, ideally after you have already put him on the ground. It doesn't... The rondel dagger is better at this, because the rondel dagger would have a big plate here, and a big plate here to put your hand on, so that you can push it in with some force. But this one just have this interesting penis-like handle,
Bullocks.
hence the bollocks dagger, and
Sorry,
a
the
very,
chills.
very narrow point. And to put it like that, if I had a very good chainmail with the gamberson underneath, and a 12-year-old was stabbing me in the back with this one, I wouldn't feel safe.
No.
Because even if you don't have the physical strength to punch it through a ring, this will go very deep before the ring actually stops the blade.
No, I was gonna say I can just check out the chat on here. Laugh out loud, says Robert. But Maggie says it's interesting to watch depending on who you use that punching dagger on. Also interesting, and we were never there if anyone asks.
I kind of want to try out the punching dagger.
Try out the punching dagger. I want to see you try this out. It is not meant to just sit on the wall. It's meant to be...
I found a guy on the internet who had
Stabby.
a pretty good point. One thing I've never liked about the punching dagger is the grip. It has this grip. And what I keep considering is impact this way will make it impossible to hold the weapon.
Yeah.
But the guy I saw on the internet made a point that if you have a straightforward stab with the punching dagger, the entire line of the weapon goes into your arm. If I do it with a more traditional grip, like this, the line goes outside of my arm. So I can't get as much force on the thrust with this as I theoretically can with this.
No, we better show from this angle. You would say there, your line won't be correct. Like that one is, because it angles. You'd have
But on this one, the whole thrust goes basically straight into my arm. I would say that's kind of a mixed blessing.
on the sides.
Because if I punch something that is too hard for me to actually stab it with that one, the knife will stop and my hand will keep moving forward. Which is all fine and dandy as long as I don't have a sharp edge on the knife.
Well,
Because
there's no sharp
then
edge
my
here.
hand just slides forward.
But here,
But
yeah.
on this one, there is no way of that happening. The entire force goes into the bone of my arm. So I want to see exactly how deep into something I can punch this thing.
See? No, maybe we should do that on Saturday. The Latvians can sing while you stab shit.
And
Hey, it fits.
I don't know if anybody has read Joe Abercrombie's books. He has one that is called The Blade Itself. And it's based on a quote that says, the blade themselves incite the violence. And when there are some things, when I hold them in my hand, I really want to smack somebody. It is...
We'll make sure they're not here.
It is very, very noticeable with my atgar, with the kukri type knives, and with this thing. My hand is almost literally itching to stab something. I so want to try it.
Well, then there you go. We have an excuse on Saturday then.
But what can I stab?
Cabbage. You want an actual human?
Ideally, yes, but I understand that getting volunteers for this might be kind of difficult.
Yeah, a couple of fighters that might have you try up for it. Maggie says, if you set up a simulation such as a pig, you could test which is most effective. Lots of fun. Albert says melon. Oh, melon would be a good one too. That's kind of fleshy and it's less.
But I'm
expensive than a
also,
pig.
one thing, I not to powder my own butt too much, I'm pretty good at cutting. Because I know how to get the right edge alignment for a good cut.
Yeah, but this isn't sharp on the sides, is it? No.
It's,
it's
well,
not.
I can fix that because this one actually does have edges, so I can give it a sharp
But you
edge.
could stab with it. It's pointy there, though.
But I have never actually trained on the stab, so I haven't really considered how to basically get the perfect alignment on the stab. But it is a thing that it would be interesting to play around with. Also, my outguide is supposed to be able to stab pretty
Yeah,
well.
but you played with the Akar in Utah, but you've not manhandled that non-Viking outfit, the punch dagger. But it could be fun. You could try that. I bet you if you play with that one, you could probably bring out the Akar too. See if you can do better than you did last time. I know Roger over there at Huntington Beach is really looking forward to you stabbing cabbage again.
I did pretty well with the outguide last time.
Yeah.
The first time we had it out, when it had the ridiculously long shaft, then I just made the cabbage explode, which wasn't what I was trying to do. But I had some really good cuts last time.
We could get a melon this time though, a cantaloupe or something, or a honeydew. Be a tough outer skin on that one, but. Could give it. So does that mean that Saturday it's possible we film from the village?
All things are possible, and all manner of things are possible.
That's probably the most optimistic answer I'm going to get out of him. No, okay, but anyway, I think we are. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock now, so we should probably go.
Such a weird design.
PJC says, "Sorry, I'm logging off." No, we're all nodding off. Long day today, and I'm trying to write a simulation of warriors infiltrating a small town to attack its cathedral. They're using traditional swords, though. What do you think? Anything to say on that? You got ideas?
Well, it depends on the cultural differences. If you speak the language and you wear the local clothes, then all you need is a good pretext to be in the town. But if you don't speak the language, like famously British SAS soldiers pretending to be German workers and don't speak a single word of German, it gets difficult very quickly.
By the way, PJ said, Karl's there. It looks like his knickers have a strike here written on them.
The what now?
Looks like his knickers have Karl, has strike here written on them. Your underwear. I can't type when I'm turd, she says. She's tired. No, we gotta go. It's been a long day. I started at 6. Some of us walked home while other ones just sat comfortably in the backseat of the car going, I was waving. You were looking right at me. No, I'm looking at the camera, which happens to be looking at you. Anyway, but I did get him to cook for me at least, so. And then Maggie adds, very peaceful Vikings, using fruit and veg for targets. And usually you can recycle it by giving all the leftovers to the sheep.
Nah, it's the eternal problem. We don't have enough volunteers to play with sharp weapons.
It would be nice to show the new sheep, too. We haven't shown off the new sheep yet. Sigurd.
You must have.
Nah, not on YouTube. You have to meet the new sheep, Sigurd. I think he's only about two years old. He's very lively.
He's much more social than...
He is. Yeah, he's very social. He reminds me of when Grotas and Spartan were very young and would jump the fence and go shopping every time. No, but anyway, we should wrap it up. But then next week, if we're in the village, we could go as early as 6:30. Otherwise, 7 o'clock, I think. Depending.
Kind of also depending on what's happening in the village, because we're getting into season time now, so...
There is no way in hell they're not having a party if they're here till Monday.
Yeah, but I mean, there could be like a wedding or some kind of...
I can look that up real
group.
quick.
No,
well, I mean, one can always be booked after the fact.
There is no
I get
point
that.
in looking that up now, because everything has changed from now until then.
No, but if there's a wedding in the village that's already on the calendar, then that's an absolute no-go. But I'll just look real quick. Let's see. There.
Do you have the sheet for this thing?
I do. Nope, there are no weddings or anything. Well, there's things scheduled, but no weddings for next Saturday. So we should be. It'll be fun.
Another thing that confuses me a little bit about this is that the sheet doesn't have a connection point.
Welcome to the long goodbye.
So, did the Indians just put this in their pants?
Maybe. I guess you'll have to discuss. You have to spend the week trying to figure that out.
Well, you have to carry it somehow.
Mm-hmm. Have you had a hook?
So, I have noticed, at least in illustrations, that Indians from this period use these very wide sashes. Not exactly a belt, but more like a scarf for your midriff. And you could probably put it in that. But then when you pull it, you pull out the sheet too. So, I don't know. I need to find out.
Some show little sheath things that fit to their for the pockets or waistbands, but they're not the same kind of punching dagger. But so maybe.
No.
Medieval.
Indian is the word you should use.
Okay, that's not Indian. It shows how to use it, but trying to do how to wear one. All I see is the modern ones have these things. So I was wondering though, do you think maybe? No, I was gonna say it can't like connect somewhere on your person because then you wouldn't be able to take it off. Never mind. So much for that. Nope, we're gonna have to look this one up for next week. PJ and everybody else is falling asleep. I might be falling asleep soon, so we should probably go. Karl, you can make yourself another drink if you want. Okay, so
don't you think I'm drinking enough?
I think that answers that. But anyway, yeah, it won't be earlier than 6:30 next time. But no later than 7:30, but maybe 7. I would think if we're home at 7 o'clock, if we're in the village 6:30.
Yeah, something like that.
Give or take, anyway. So we shall see. I will try to post a little bit ahead of time, but today we didn't even know what we were going to do transportation-wise, so it was very last minute. The night is young, says Albert. Oh yeah, no, we're not doing 4 hours today. Actually, I think I almost did 4 hours. I started at 6. But it's okay, PJ says, Maggie, we knew what you meant. No one wants to look at Karl's knickers.
I'm still confused.
Good night, says Roger. That's okay. You're supposed to be confused. No. Okay, say goodbye, Karl. It's early, barely 2 a.m. here, says Maggie. You should rest because it's not early there. No, it's not. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. And I still got the crystal sick thing, so I'm a little dizzy right now. Yep. It's swimming. Okay. Anyway, but yes.
I drink, she gets dizzy. Well, it's time to put her to bed, I guess.
They're saying, bye, Karl.
Bye.
Talk about the Minnesotans. I mean, There.